Hey boys and girls, welcome to tonight's flip video. It's going to help us with reducing fractions. So let's just dive right into it. So as we've discussed before, factors are the numbers that go into a division or a multiplication problem. So our product is the answer to a multiplication problem, and the factors are the numbers that make up that number. So for instance, in this example, 56 would be our number, and our factors include 8 and 7. One thing that we want to do is find the greatest common factor or just the common factors. So common means what's the same, greatest means the largest, so that's just a little overview of what I mean when I say we're finding our common factors or our greatest common factors. So in this example, it says find the common factors of 24 and 36. All we're doing is looking for the numbers that would go into 24 and 36 and what they have in common. So I'll make a little T-chart. We have 24 here and 36 here. I'm going to make a T-chart. And on this T-chart, along the left side, I'll start going through my digits one by one and see if they can be multiplied. So can anything with 1 be multiplied to get 24? Well, of course, because 1 goes into everything. So 1 goes on that side and 24 goes on the other side. So now can 2 go into 24? Well, 24 is an even number, so I do know that 2 could go into it. So we have 2 and 12. Let's think if 3 could go into it. Can 3 go into 24? Yes. 3 times 8 is 24. And then I'm checking, does 4 go into it? Well, I know 4 times 6 is 24. And I need to think if 5 goes into it. 5 times 4 is 20. Then 5 times 5 is 25. And I know 24 does not end in a 5 or a 0. So 5 could not go right here. Then the next digit after 5 is 6, and 6 is already there. So I'm all done entirely. Now I'll switch over to 36. So I know 1 times 36 will give me 36. I know 2 will go into 36 because it's an even number. So 2, then I just have to count by 2's until I got to 36, or I could do 36 divided by 2. Maybe I'll do that really quickly. So 2 goes into 3 one time. 2 times 8 will give me 16. So 2 times 18 will give me 36. I know 3 will go into 36 because 3 times 12 is 36. I know 4 also will go into 36 because 4 times 9 is 36. I need to think if 5 will go into it. It will not because it doesn't end in a 5 or 0. And I know 6 times 6 is 36. So I would stop there because I don't have to check any of my other numbers. Now all I have to do, let's see what they have in common. They have a 1 in common. They have a 2 in common. They have a 3 in common. They have a 4 in common. They have a 6 in common. And they have a 12 in common. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12 are my common factors of 24 and 36. Now this time I want to find the greatest common factor of 40 and 28, so take a moment to pause the video to solve it for yourself using that T-chart. Hopefully you've had enough time to solve this. So we have 40 on one side, 28 on the other, making a nice T-chart. So 1 times 40 will give me 40. 2 times 20 will give me 40. 3 will not go into 40. 4 times 10 will give me 40. 5 times 8 will give me 40. 6 will not go into 40. 7 will not go into 40. And then I have 8 right there. And so I'm all done with that one. So let's transition over here to my 28. 1 times 28. 2 times 14. 3 will not go into 28. 4 will go into 28 7 times. 5 will not go into it. 6 will not go into it. And 7's right there, so I'm all done. Now I need to figure out what they have in common. 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, and they don't have anything else in common. So my greatest common factor is 4, because that's my largest number that they have in common. And that wraps it up for us today, boys and girls. So your bring back to school problem is I want you to find the factors, or this should say common factors, the common factors, and the greatest common factor of 60 and 25. So take a moment to solve that, and I'll check that when I see you next. Have a great evening.